Där, där. Du såg dem va? Ja, bra. Bra försvaret också.
Ja, jag såg dem. I busken.
Jag vet fan inte. Jag tror den
Fan,
längre.
tog han vägen?
Jag tror den är längre bort fortfarande. Där.
Där,
Bra,
där är en till.
Vacker. Som tur då.
Oh my god. Alright, please tell me. Yes, it was recording.
Oh my goodness.
That was a 360.
Oh dude. Next game we're all just gonna get motorcycles, okay?
I have you a shotgun?
Hvor er de
Kommer ind bag mig.
Det er mig, tror jeg. Er det ikke?
Dude, look out! He's got a gun!
Okay,
Kom nu.
der er en her bag mig.
Hello! Hjælp, check.
My friends, they're crazy, I'm sorry.
Sådan der.
Ja, få ham op.
Ram with the UAZ.
Run him over with the UAZ, do it. You won't.
Fully automatic weapons. Close enough.
Oh. Run him over, go.
Yeah, just go run him over.
Hello everyone, sorry about that. Welcome back. We had a couple issues, but let's reacclimate ourselves to the game here. I'm alone now. Seal's coming in pretty soon, but unfortunately our original producer lost internet. Nothing you can really do about that, huh? But we do have a backup, and it's me. So here we are, FlyQuest now driving in with with a bunch of other people. If we take a look at what's happened, the circle has gone far to the southeast. No one could have ever expected this. So let's just react. I'm gonna leave it on the map for a little bit, just so we can see what's going on. Seal, you here? You in?
Yeah, very few deaths so far, but I'm looking at a lot of I think it's going to change soon, as a lot of players are taking just every little bit of ground that they can. This other Oceanside compound also contested at the moment as well, by players inside, by players pushing it, FlyQuest, as well as over way to the south. That lighthouse also has eyes on this, so this is going to be a very dirty push into this compound.
Yeah, I just had to adjust your levels there. I think you just blew some people out there, but
I am so sorry.
No, it's fine. We got you back. All right, so jumping to this game, what we're looking at right now is FlyQuest trying to invade. Now, space is so essential and so difficult to grab in these later circles. So FlyQuest right now, they've already had to fight one team, and now they're fighting another. Jesse Lol is looking out the window now. But I think that these teams might even be able to be pretty nice to each other. Oh no, Mini Fridge, he's trying to get into the shack. It's not going to happen though. He's not a solo.
Well, he made it to the shack. He's got that to look forward to. The problem is he's holding his guts in now, and his team is very far away. And they'll have to watch out, though, because what we're seeing right now, Caden, those guys, that's Envious. Envious is our #2 team right now, and their next door neighbors are now FlyQuest, who is a little bit less than that. So they're gonna have to be very, very cautious dealing with, well, these very good shooters in Envious. Actually, FlyQuest is #3, so I can't leave.
Caden? Oh, no, that's just the X-ray. He can't. Caden's behind a wall.
Oh, but he's watching that window like a hawk.
Oh yeah, this could happen anytime. FlyQuest and Envious, both some of our strongest teams here. Stronger teams, I suppose.
2 and 3. literally 6 points apart. So it's anyone's game right there. But on the west side, though, with this next contraction coming in, I have a feeling that a lot of these guys on the western and southern sides of the circle will have to move in soon. Already, BenQ5, he knows this. He's trying to peek in and take as many shots as he can, but it's just not working. He only has 2 angles he can peek out from. Meanwhile, the entire compound can see him whenever he goes out to take a shot.
Yeah, there's just no way he can continue this. He has 2 players looking at him right now. 17 has a really cool angle on top of the roof,
Yeah,
but he's
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I really like roof angles. It's always so cool. But he dropped the angle. Now, BenQ5 does not know this, so he's probably still playing coy behind the rock.
Ooh, you're going to have to watch out there, BenQ5. He's playing coy behind there. But honestly, with their position, if they have a vehicle, they should be able to retreat from that to their east. The problem is, though, is that going to the circle, there's going to be more and more players slowly siphoned off. And now, though, we see it down coming out onto FlyQuest.
Oh,
finally,
so
he's
fast.
fired on. That, I believe that was from the west as well, from an angle he did not see. That was, I believe, from the lighthouse. So Punaj will be taking that kill onto FlyQ Comet, which is definitely just hurting FlyQuest's chances more and more to actually taking it out in a fight with Envious.
All right, now, it's been hard to breathe ever since we came back, right? So much action, trying to catch up, but let's catch up a little bit, right? The circle has updated. It hasn't moved too much, but importantly, it's going to be forcing some squads away, particularly this compound in the center of the screen. They can't stay there too much longer, but look at this. Another team. They're pushing up. They might run in to an issue here. They've taken a decent amount of damage already. I don't think that they can take this fight 4-on-3.
Well, if they're not looking to their west, that squad they're coming up on, they might be able to get in very, very close and mitigate some of these numbers disadvantages. That being said, like it's as you said, they're disadvantaged in every possible numbers game. Lower health, lower numbers, probably not as much gear as well because they've been running so far. But Swipe, he's on the exact right window. He's not peeking out west, but he's going to be able to hear them if they get too close.
Here we go. He did hear them. He's going to try to look. There we go. He sees the player. One more shot's all it's going to take, but he can't quite land it. Looks like they're safe. It's a mad dash really to try to get by this player. Another player has been able to go by Snowbird right now. They're not aware of that player. Snowbird trying to put on suppressing fire, but he's still in the blue. He needs to make his way in. I mean, this is very rough. This team has done a good job so far of making it into the white, but still, only 40 seconds left. Like, these teams don't have a lot of time to play with here.
They have to keep going. I believe that I see a car right there. They'll be able to jack that and leave quickly, but they don't want to leave their last third player behind. Snowbird holding that angle literally in the blue. A very, very brave decision, but SwiftQ, he's pushing out. He knows as well that he has to win this fight quickly. Either of these players leaving early will be so bad. And already, though, Snowbird getting taken out, and with him being in the blue with 20 seconds left before the contraction, I don't know if he's going to have anyone coming back for him.
Let's quickly take a look over here, though, as there's another fight. Remember, I said that these players in the compounds, they're forced to come out, and indeed they are. Hypic has already gone down, but look at Ashik. This flank could mean everything. He's going to wind up 1v1ing Undercover Pie in just a second. You can see here, the question is going to be spotted, because if he isn't, he can potentially do a tremendous amount of damage.
Well, one of Ashik's teammates is down. They're currently laying low, trying to get that revive off. But whenever he gets back up, we're probably going to see a burst of aggression coming out of them. That being said, look at their position in the zone right now. Both these teams in the white, they have a little bit of time to take this, but there might be someone coming in from the rear of Ashik. We do see Shekshooter going in the back there. However, over to the south, that fight is also coming to a head as we hear a couple shots ringing out. This is so awkward. All these players forced to fight in the blue right now.
Oh no, I think that this is a lose for everybody, but still, Adam Dids and It's Imagine, they're still in the game. Shots come out, none of them quite land. Jutsu trying to hang back and prevent these players from really just wiping their entire squad, but he can't really do it. The wall is just too strong here of cover. Now Ox is coming in to help, but still, they don't have any time. They need to move right now, and Ox, he's making the decisive move. He knows they can't stop. Beautiful headshot by him, but he still has to make another one. He's gonna try to peek. Oh, but It's Imagine takes it. Still, the trade-off, and Jutsu, he can't make his way in. He's super dead right now. He's super dead.
This is the circle that really starts to hurt you as well. Just look at Shekshooter's health bar, for example. Look how quickly that's ticking down. You have to heal so much to get through this fight. But look at these two teams still posturing like 50 meters away from each other, still not fighting, trying to claim their ridge. But once again, we do see 17 and the rest of his fellows trapped on the wrong side of the white.
That's really unfortunate. That's going to be really rough trying to push forward into that. Plus, there's another fight over here as Envious is fighting FlyQuest. That's not it, though. There's another squad over here as well. This is a three-way fight. 3 members of FlyQuest. 3 members, I think, of Envious. And now we have even more coming.
Hey, what's
None
up,
of this
Wildcard? How you doing?
Oh my gosh, none of this is a fight. All these teams
this
have push.
once again, 1 minute left. They have to take this fight quickly, but we're probably going to see the same thing that happened in Fairy Pier, where you can't leave until you kill everyone. We might see some guys jumping into the water, but on the west side, this fight is breaking out a little bit.
Has gone down again. Yeah, it's breaking out a little bit, but I mean, it's gonna happen within a minute, right? At some point, Hypic goes down. Now 17 is down as well. This is it. This is their chance to go forward. Ashik, really well done by Wolf. All we have left is Bahawaka, but he's up against 4. This might be impossible. He takes out Room already, but now he's getting double peaked. BenQ5, he goes down as well. Bahawaka,
kill.
he's insane right now, but he runs out of ammo.
Very unfortunate. 2 downs. They should be able to get them back up. Claiming the west side of the zone. That's a hill and a forest that team has now claimed for themselves. So that's a good position. Meanwhile, the same kid not be set up over on the east side. FlyQuest, Caden, and the now approaching Wildcard are trying to claim their own position on these buildings, but they're going to have to leave very soon.
Caden is all alone. I think he's the last member here that's up for Envious.
What happened there?
Yeah, I think that they tried to run away or something, but look at this. Gitchy, he didn't know that something was watching. Really nicely done. This is a great position by him, but still, it's not going to be very good for long, as it's pretty soon going to be in the blue. Oh, whoa, Landude. What's he doing over here with the UAZ? He's going right in, trying to make his way into the circle. Yeah, he's like, I don't really want to deal with this fight.
He got out. Wow. FlyQuest, they're kind of winning this fight, but Caden holding back. He's going to have to go for that solo player strat and saying, why would I be here? I'm going to play really dumb. So dumb where no one would even expect me, and then maybe shoot FlyQuest in the back, but let's see if he can make it work, as he is a solo player.
Elusive now, he's one of these, actually he's not a solo player, he still has one more teammate, but now his teammate is going to be the solo player here as FlyQuest lands another frag. Man, they've done such a phenomenal job so far, I've got to say. Austin now, he's coming into the circle with his teammate, but they didn't see up above the same team, like, I mean, they've just been rocking through the map at this point. They've just been blasting through everyone in their way. Austin, now he needs to get into cover, but still, Profi and Austin, they're still alive. Room is down. Wow, phenomenal shots.
Yeah, I'm just hearing a lot of shots being just shot out left and right here, man. And there's only 28 now alive. And look where this new zone is, man. Look how disgusting that is. It's in the middle of the crossroad. Approaching this from the southeast or southwest is going to be absolutely dirty. Profi and Co, we're in a pretty good position, but look over to their west. They're being engaged on right now. This would be a lot better if they weren't about to get flanked.
Oh, Profi. He just lost his one and only teammate. Wolf, beautiful headshot there.
Beautiful timing, man.
Yeah, really good timing. So now,
showing up just in time so you can get that headshot. He has a clear avenue of approach for that little gas station compound that SKS Mini is holding. But meanwhile, a slightly different story as Cover Fire is trying to balance out, covering the water boys and skyriming up these rocks. But I don't know if you can actually get up there. I guess he'll probably show us soon, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, no.
Some intense PUBG action. All right, here we go. He's going to try to jump on the rock. No, that one's not going to work. Instead, he's going to go to the other rock. All right. Fitted, trying a different rock as well, using teamwork to figure out the best way to scale the cliff. Go to real action now.
This is FlyQuest. They actually were able to... Oh, it's very close to the northwest. Crossing the road right now, FlyQuest taking a crouch, getting that auto fire scar spray. Will be taking down one. There's another one further to his north. He doesn't know, but the contraction is making everyone moving right away. That Mini 14 sounds so sexy with the suppressor. We'll be downing that one more player from FlyQuest. There's still one left, something that is currently hiding in the blue, healing up. And you look at him, he's one shot, just running into the zone. Something, he's just holding strong. He knows that he cannot win any fights running across this open field.
So now we're down to the wire here. BenQ5 pushing up. Now they've already lost one member, Undercover Pilot. Looks like he's down. Wolf's down as well. We're just down to Room and BenQ5 here. They've done a phenomenal job so far, but let's see if their story stops here as they're up against two very strong squads with larger numbers. The
position held by Tumai on the southwest side of the circle. Those guys, that is the place to be. They have a lot of cover. They are very close to the white as well, and they have a lot of players. So they'd be able to really try to mitigate a lot of pushes coming out from their east. That being said, this gas station, I believe it is still barely in the zone, and they can push to the forest close to their west, but they're going to need to secure their east before they're allowed to do that.
This is the circle right here, guys. It's on the road. So the gas station team, they have an okay time of it, but it's really, if you look on the left-hand side, that's who we're looking at. And all the players in the water right now are just slowly dying. Something, he's making a mad dash for it, but I mean, the circle just hurts so much at this point. Now he's out of meds. He's out of time. So now we're just down to these 3 groups.
Straight up fight.
Oh!
That was a sick car shot taking out Jack, but he will be able to get revived, I believe. That being said, with only a few seconds left before the contraction, that's making their team lose a lot of maneuverability time that they would have here. They have to move out of this gas station here real soon.
This is a really nice flank. BenQ5 is going to go down, but will he find room? I don't know. We can see in the X-ray pretty clearly, but Tomai can't.
Oh, he saw that.
This is a beautiful position from him. This is perfect. So his other 3 teammates, they're taking the circle, but Tomai is here preventing anyone from closing in. And if they try to deal with Tomai, then his teammates are just going to use covering fire. Here we go. We're down to the wire. The blue circle, it's moving in. Beautiful shot there. Ripping off the head of Jack, and another one as well.
They're actually pushing in here very aggressively as Tumai taking this angle, trying to push out, make sure no one can push. And another car headshot getting down, and that is signaling Tumai to push, going and trying to secure this gas station. Only that one player left in there. He's going for the push, taking him out, and that will be Tumai getting the last kill for his squad. Oh my God, what a sick, aggressive play right there by our #1 squad. Look at that, getting 13 kills at the end of the game there.
Also, I mean, we have a three man take second. They unfortunately one of their players DC'd, which sometimes happens in this game, as you guys might know. That's a pretty phenomenal job from them. Yeah, 8 kills on Tomai. He really went nuts at the end. 13 kills for the squad. Phenomenal job to everyone. Once again, guys, we do apologize for that little bloop, but I think we got back in time, right? It's okay. We still got to see the game, right? That being said, so that was game #1. It was pretty sweet. I mean,
congrats to Gambino, man.
Oh yeah, I'm taking this NA PUBG. I'm taking it. I think. Maybe...
It was so aggressive. Like every single time, whenever there was an opportunity for a push or a flank in an area where a team thought it would actually help them, they almost always took it. The one exception being that Eastern Oceanside compound, but for the most part, very aggressive play coming out tonight.
Really phenomenal job. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go get the next lobby set up as soon as possible so you don't have to wait very long. We're going to kick it to a quick break. We'll be back in just a few minutes, guys, so don't go anywhere.
Där. Du såg dem, va? Ja, bra. Bra försvaret också.
Ja, jag såg dem. I busken.
Jag vet fan inte. Jag tror den är längre.
Vägen?
Jag tror den är längre bort fortfarande. Där.
Där. Där är till.
Vacker. Som tur då.
Oh my God. Alright, please tell me. Yes, it was recording.
Oh my goodness.
That was a 360.
Oh dude. Next game we're all just gonna get motorcycles, okay?
I have you a shot.
Yo guys, what is up? That was a pretty sick game one, if I do say so myself, for the PUBG Online NA Showdown. I'm Seal, as you no doubt have heard, joined by the very, very dapper mustache Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Oh, I'm doing good. That game was just amazing. One thing I want to point out, Gambino out for blood, taking game 1. These guys, before last week, started at number 20. Now they're at number 7, and that's not counting this previous game.
Oh wow, yeah. So they're definitely rising up in the ranks. Probably going to be exempt from that promotion match that's going on this Thursday, huh?
Yeah, because the promotional match is just the bottom 6. And like I mentioned, they're at number 7 right now. They just got that first place. So they have definitely changed up their strategies. They got some new type of sauce that they're all putting on their food. These guys are just crazy. And so much action in this previous game. I'm loving it. I am loving it.
Man, I really like that push from Gambino into final, just to take that gas station by force. I loved it. I think it was Tumai that made that final push with the AK in there. Really sick plays coming out. But we did mention that promotion that's going on, and we sort of hinted a little bit of information at it. And this is the next big going on for PUBG Online. It is going to determine who is going to be playing in the November Showdown Series. I believe it is the bottom 6 from Showdown, the top 12 from Contender, right?
Yep, you are correct. And if you want to follow up and see what contender teams will be participating tomorrow, make sure you check out our Discord, check out our online, PUBGOnline.com. All that information is there. And I'm looking forward to it. Same times tomorrow for EU and NA. So definitely stay tuned for that because it's going to be a bloodbath.
Very, very close times. It's not exactly the same time.
Close.
Yeah, you will be taking place 30 minutes after our normal start time, so 3:30 EST, and NA will be taking place an hour before our normal start time, so 7 p.m. EST. So the games will be much closer together. So pretty much just a straight afternoon of PUBG for you guys with a short break between those two. So definitely something that we're gonna be looking forward to.
Yeah, and not to mention though, this previous game as well, our number 2 squad, they were a 3-man in the heat. Jack and yeah, I mean, that's phenomenal. Just for a 3-man squad to be able to secure so many points in the second place spot. Kudos to them. And then, of course, third place, we had Wolf with 4 kills. This guy's amazing. I want to see more coming in game 2.
All right. So you did mention that game 2. We have 3 games that are lined up for today here. And honestly, after seeing Gambino take game 1 in that manner, what are some of your predictions coming into game 2 here, Dave?
Well, first of all, going into tonight, we saw it was Monday. Team Envious sitting at number 1. Tonight, Tempo Storm sitting at number 1. They're only 3 points away. I mean, the top leaderboard rankings are so close to each other that honestly, a couple kills, because kills are worth 0.5 points, that could be the deciding factor tonight on who will take that number 1 spot. So honestly, I can't even say the leaderboard is so close. All it takes is one great game, and it could blow up everything. It could just blow
Personally, yeah, I'm looking at Tempo Storm, FlyQuest, Envious, and Tempt Fate. Those are our top 4 teams, very, very close, as you said. Only as before game 1, 21 points apart. Those are the teams to be looking out for. So that has been myself and Dave on this Antlion audio analyst desk. We are now going to be taking a few more minutes to get our second game here set up here at PUBG Online's NA Showdown Series. See you guys soon.
Där. Du såg dem, va? Ja, bra. Bra försvaret också.
Ja, jag såg det. I busken.
Jag vet fan inte. Jag tror den
Fan,
längre.
tog han vägen?
Jag tror den är längre bort fortfarande. Där.
Där.
Bra chans.
Där är en till.
Vacker. Sån tur då.
What's some turn up the volume? No way. No way!
Oh my god. Alright, please tell me. Yes, it was recording.
Oh my goodness.
That was a 360.
Oh dude. Next game we're all just gonna get motorcycles, okay?
I have you a shotgun?
Hvor er de
Kommer ind
sidste?
bag mig.
Det er mig, tror jeg. Er det ikke?
Dude, look out! He's got a gun!
Okay.
Kom nu.
Der er en her bag mig.
Hello! You're the chicken!
My friends, they're crazy, I'm sorry.
Sådan der.
Ja, få ham op, få ham op, få ham op.
Ram with the UAZ.
Run him over with the UAZ. Do it. You won't.
Fully automatic weapons. Close enough.
Oh. Run him over. Go.
Yeah, just go run him over.
You might crawl into the house.
Right there, right there. Yo, it's got stuff. Get out, get out.
Oh wow, that's two teams. There's two different teams fighting. Plus you. There's some on your left,
Hey,
I
it's
think.
left, on your left, I think.
Yeah, they're on your left, man. Left. Somewhere over there.
That car's
They were
not gonna.
firing at you.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're not dead.
Oh, shit. You got this. Get over the fence. Get over the fence.
That was amazing.
Oh my god.
Yo tenía una banda de Medikit.
Se lo regalaste a ellos. Puto.
Boludo.
Nah, si no tienen. Ahí yo no tuve la culpa, recibí un palazo random. Cualquiera. Cualquiera.
Yo no te dije nada, boludo. ¿De qué te estás atajando?
No te dije nada a vos. Te dije.
No! No! No, 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 no!
Welcome to Jackass. I'm Johnny Knoxville. I lived.
There were people at the pool, so I'm gonna see if I can see them from the roof. Yeah. In the pool, one's lit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the NA PUBG Online Showdown Series, where some of the best teams in all of NA are going head to head for our final match of the season. My name is Skyline. Joining me today is still a little fuzzy Seal. And I've got to say, that was a pretty cool ending to last game. That was a pretty cool game, I thought.
Yeah, I really liked almost every single portion of that game. Players playing very, very smart, using their position, not letting, I guess, fear getting in the way of a lot of their plays. And at the very end of the game as well, Gambino making an incredibly aggressive push onto that second place team. I just loved every second of that end game. Absolutely. Oh, that's a plane right there. Oh, that's a plane. That's pretty ugly. Oh goodness.
Plane, yeah. I mean, it's cutting off the northeast a decent amount. I agree.
It could be worse, I
The
suppose.
northwest, rather, yeah. We'll have a few people go down to Primorsk, Sosnovka military base. I think it has a couple people going there.
I just always find plane routes that don't have Georgia Pool easily accessible very, very interesting, because Georgia Pool is often a place that usually houses 2 to 5 teams. So whenever that isn't there, we oftentimes see a lot more scavenge looting and split looting. Teams that just grab cars early, try to drive around, and oftentimes, sometimes anyway, getting caught out in the open. But we should be seeing a little bit of that with a couple of these high value areas not being in the zone right now, or in the flight plan anyway.
I'm interested to see for sure. Well, let's take a look here now, as we can see that well, I mean, yeah, this is actually shoved pretty far down to the southeast. Let's take a look at Milter real quick. I think this is all one team. Yep, looks like it is. And they're having a pretty good time of it. Milta Power, we can see as we highlight them, this is all one team as well. So everyone who dropped far to the southeast are profiting really severely. If you take a look here as well, Bing Bang Bach and Culture. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I've never casted this particular guy before. Counter Culture, I'm assuming that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this though. These 2 players are taking a tremendous amount of damage already. That's pretty fun.
Wow. Yeah, already claiming a vector for themselves. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this gun used at PUBG Online. So that is a very interesting weapon to have. But they do already have themselves a little bit of kit, so they should probably be pretty happy about that one.
The Painkiller and Biker. Now, there are some players who might be landing pretty close to them. They're still relatively far in the air. Coffee.
Oh, he's still
Going in.
flying.
Yeah, he's still flying. Be going down into one of these compounds. Nobody in Georgia Pool. The question is, are people going to drive there? Check Shooter looks a little bit promising as he is driving up. Vignaldo and Painkiller as well. But that being said, you know, Georgia Pool, it's not in the circle yet, so I don't know if it's not going to ever be in the circle either. So I don't know if players really have enough time to go for it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't gone for it all. At least the crates can provide a lot, like a quick loot injection to passing teams. But at the moment, it does look like that a lot of teams are preferring to instead claim some cars early on, do a little bit of scavenging, maybe a little bit of trash looting, as it were called, and just try to claim a little bit more centralized location so that they don't have to move as much later in the game. Because as it is more popular nowadays anyway, to be claiming these more centralized locations earlier and earlier in the game to try and prevent other teams from getting them first. Which makes sense after I say that. That's a very obvious thing to say.
See, it's good when you kill people.
Yeah.
Actually, this game
Houses are good, guys.
not
Okay.
always the case. So if we take a look at it, let's go near to the center of the map here, as we see that Gatka has a few teams that are all split up. Vignaldo and Trolls, like, they took so much falling damage on. Over here, we can see additional players. Now, the issue here, the thing that these teams need to be very careful of is, you know, they're pretty split up, right? You don't want to wander into an area of the map where other players already are, where other teams already exist, because it's very easy just to die if you go in all alone. If you take a look at this, though, Jutsu, he's making his way in all alone, though, but he'll be solo looting a portion of Georgia Pool.
Solo looting the biggest city in the game. You go for it, Jutsu. You'll have any loot that your heart desires in all probability, and it'll probably be pretty safe as well. The question will be, though, how is it going to translate this position to later in the game? That's what I'm worried about for him.
Like the rest of this team is following in close suit. I think that's a 3-man vehicle there. SwiftyQ's driving it. But if we take, I mean, this is a pretty, I mean, I dare say, this is like a fair ethical circle we have here. It's very straight in the middle of the map. Everyone has access to it. No one really has to do anything crazy. And so we'll see our teams hopefully able to put their best foot forward and really prove here, you know, who has just the best raw fundamentals. You know, there's no tricks here. There's no quick thinking. This is all just clean, pure PUBG.
A lot of macro strats will be coming out for these teams, determining whether or not they actually do prefer these edging or these centering strats, which will be very interesting, because I think the biggest issue for some of these teams, especially the ones that decide to loot the farm area, is going to be whether or not they're going to be ready to move in time for the actual, well, first zone. Because a lot of teams are probably going to, about by the time the circle even starts its contraction, are going to be where they want to be for the next good portion of the game, to be honest.
These central circles. We've been seeing some chaotic circles. I think last game was okay, right? It's still a bit hectic as a lot of the players tried to make their way into a circle that was very difficult, right? This time we're not going to see that so much. This time we'll see teams being a bit more strategic about it. You can see that the mid is much more open, and it's going to allow players to do stuff like go over to Georgia Pool and loot that, and then come in a little bit late. It's going to allow players to have a little bit more freedom. We do see Envy making his way up on the motorcycle. There really aren't too many places for him to go, though. I'm curious as to where this will take him.
Well, a lot of exactly as we said, a lot of those teams are already grabbing this spots. We saw Wildcard for a second grabbing that eastern roadside compound, one of the best spots in the entire game to hold, I would say, or at least in the entire zone at the moment, especially with how centralized it is right now. Envy is scouting it out right now, trying to poke a little bit north, trying to see what's up, but he will spot him out, probably going back to his bike and gonna go chill somewhere else.
Thank you, 5. He was going
a lot of
towards
bikes.
Yeah, a lot of bikes, man. Bikes gotta be the
I love
best.
it.
Gotta be the best vehicle in the
It's
game.
the most fun, which is also
So
makes
fun.
it the best.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You ride a bike, you feel like a god until you go off a cliff. A little bit, a bit too optimistically.
I don't know what you're talking about. That bikes are great.
A bit too optimistically, man.
I've exploded many times from that. Oh, good.
Getting into the vehicle with his friend. Not gonna have too much of an issue. Like
Oh,
Duck,
watch out there, buddy.
like Duck has found a compound with Red Light. And again, he's just moving away from it. Mini Fridge doesn't quite have a vehicle.
We're seeing a lot of like scouting going on with these vehicles here, just kind of mostly just trying to, are we gonna go here? Is it actually empty? Just kind of like pacing around, poking a little bit, teasing them with their bodies, I guess, with the cars, saying, yeah, go ahead, shoot me. Oh, there's no one there. Okay, I'm just gonna go. They will be going for it eventually. Meanwhile, MLG Biggie, I believe he is subbing for someone at this point. I'm not sure exactly who. He is gonna be taking some shots at passing cars, but he's in a bit of a very interesting spot, as he is quite far from his team and not the most defensible place in the world, I would say.
This is how many players here? This is 3. Okay, so this is 3 players. Where's their 4th, though? That's the question. Do they have a 4th? Oh, look.
Way to the west, near hospital.
Yeah, way to the west. Good eyes there, man. That was crisp. I didn't know that at all. Envy, I think he's the one who took out Moonstarve. Pretty far away. But still pretty...
I thought he was scouting, but he's actually trying to play these hills and take shots and downs where he can. As you said, already one down, taking more shots, forcing out a lot of meds and some smoke grenades from Wildcard.
And Dune, though, he's shooting back ferociously. Envy dropping down to half health. He's got to be scared now. Dropping back. Yeah, he can't really do this anymore. The rest of Envy's team joining up with him, though, so now they have a lot more firepower at their back.
Wow, if they're actually taking this push, that is very, very ballsy from them. They're probably going to actually go for it depending on what the contraction gives, but already getting as much damage as they are, if they get a couple of downs here, they might just take the push for the loot.
Well, they already got Monstar down. He's getting back up, however. So no real value gained there except for a couple meds saved off. This hill, probably not a push that they can take. Yeah, they tried to poke out a little bit. Envy did a good job, but that seems to be about all they can get. Envy now getting in the motorcycle and driving away somewhere else. He needs to be careful, though. He can't go too close to the squad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage. Both the
Oh,
motorcycle
how?
and him. Oh, he's down. He went down. Envy finally taken out by Grizz, by the looks of things. Just at the very last second. You can see how close he was.
Man, that's a really big shame for him, but those motorbikes definitely favoring speed over protection. Not very surprising. He did his job scouting out, but sadly, his team might be actually forced to take that compound that they were originally poking.
I don't know. See Zampa and Paradox, they're kind of going onto the eastern side, skirting around a little bit. Take a look once again at mid. The circle's closing in right now, by the way, guys, so we'll see that pretty soon. If we take a look closer to mid, we have Machine Gunner coming up. I think that he'll be joining his team pretty soon. Theros, Zygote, and Biggie.
This is definitely the time to be congregating, man. If you're playing split strats at this point, when you're making these building pushes, when you're making, trying to make sure that no one pushes you and kills split squads, then if you're still forming up at that time, that is a very, very bad place to be for your squad.
Now's the time to form up. That's what we got. That's what we're seeing from these players right now. Acting the rest of their team, and you can see this. These teams, these are pretty okay teams. Right? These are okay players.
8 out of 10, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
some pretty good players. Best NA.
pretty good, so they know this. They're grouping up just as we anticipated. So over here, down here, actually, Room and Undercover Paya, and the rest of the squad. That being said, they're just the drivers. They're making.
Well, this is what we saw earlier, man. Like these guys are a little bit late, and they're probably gonna have an issues actually finding a home for themselves as they drive past probably quite a few occupied compounds already.
So this is the same thing we've been seeing. The one player on the motorcycle trying to scout up a little bit, but he might run into the squad up here. Federated,
as it were called.
He's such a good shot. Let's see if he can finish it off on Room. He's landed 2 already, but it's so difficult to take those shots with the motorcycle at full speed. It wasn't even that close either. But here's the UAZ.
It's taking a lot of fire from a lot of different angles. I don't think that Venerated, I don't think that these guys will actually be able to engage them, but that's not the problem. They're already getting engaged from a lot of other squads. Wildcard are putting a lot of shots into this group. They might be grabbing this small yellow for cover. No, they're not stopping at all. Despite being at very low HP, they're going to be forming up with their squad. This is their squad that's occupying this compound. Just don't crash it too hard. Oh no, getting down right there. Is he in cover? I can't actually tell. I don't think that you can tell either, as Undercover Pie is running for cover. The revive is going to come from BenQ5, but they're just continuing to take fire from the southeastern compound.
Looks like it's finally calmed down as we could see the lines on the map start to dissipate. Now they have lost one player. That's a pretty big deal. Over here, though, look at Rajak, actually. We're having a bit of a standoff. One team to the eastern side of Rajak. Those are the players that we're looking at right now. But across the way, not too far off, another, although this hill is the only thing really separating them here. Let's take a look at the next circle. I think we're about to have one in a second. Or, you know, whatever. I'm a bit too early to the party. Standard.
Skyline just showing up at your door with flowers like 2 days before prom. Just being, go home, Skyline. What are you doing, man?
Those social cues. I don't know what.
Flowers are good.
All
Humans
right,
like flower.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. The new circle. This is actually going to matter, guys. So it looks like it's up to the northeast.
Wow. So this means that a lot of those roadside compounds near Yasnaya are probably going to be where a lot of teams are going. I'm actually surprised to see that a lot of those aren't taken. And already looking at these driving UAZs, Shuckshooter, one of the many players that are already taking this queue to try to reposition to a different place in the zone. The question is, though, is that who is going to be taking these compounds that are a little bit closer to Yasnaya? They're all empty, but honestly, if I'm in this game, I don't think that those places are empty. I'd be surprised I show up here and see no one there.
Well, we're seeing our teams that were already kind of on the outskirts of the circle really start to make their way in, particularly on the southwest, because that was pretty far away, right? But there's a crate here. To find legit, he might be going for it. I mean, that probably would be a good idea. Let's see what's in it, though. Let's see how much you could profit from it.
I haven't seen 2 for 9 in a while.
Oh, it's an AWM, a lot of stuff here. 8x AWM, military vest, ghillie suit, cheek pad. All it doesn't come with is...
What a boring Imba crate.
Man, all it doesn't come with is chicken dinner, basically.
Uh-oh.
17 now.
17. Oh, he's just going right here for this compound. There's a player on the other side of that wall, crashing this dossier right up next to it. They got an Uzi already equipped AK shots rolling out. Undercover Pie taking that one side of the wall, but Rium getting down from multiple angles will be finished off immediately. That will be Hypox taking that angle, but he is playing this a little bit too aggressively. BenQ5 playing that right flank, downing him, but not getting the kill. That UAZ already blown up. The tires are so they can shoot under it, but he will be able to take cover behind that for now.
Undercover.
Oh, that's so sneaky.
Not so undercover anymore. Door open.
They have ideas, though.
17 maybe peeking through. Recover. He's waiting for this. He might be able to take down this down player, but no, 17. He's there waiting for it. He's trying to find a different angle now. He doesn't really have a lot of backup. His teammate isn't in the right position to stop this at the moment.
They got Hypoc.
Yeah, that's big. Hypoc getting up. This is a 4 versus 2 now.
Oh, look at Bahawaki. He's actually playing the far left angle as well. So a lot of different angles being covered here. But Undercover Pie getting it down. But, ooh, is actually able to retreat back as well. So another down going on to that same player, I believe. But meanwhile, this long building is being pushed by Bahawaki. He takes it. And now Undercover Pie, he has to worry about that other building adjacent to him to the north. But he's going to be going for a peek, taking down one player. Can he confirm that into a kill?
This guy's been absolutely insane so far.
Oh, the flank.
Finally stopping his reign of terror. Now, one player is down and out, but Hypic will be able to get a back up for the second time.
That was a sick push. That was really good.
The walls are a double-edged sword, man. You know, these walls, they're really good to cover you, but they're also really good to cover the people who are invading you.
Well, I send fake, man. When they want to compound, they'll just go in there and take it. But meanwhile, as the potato, as it were called, is looking like it is currently getting a little baked up right now, as there's a couple of squads that are shooting around at each other, taking shots on a Fignalo as they're passing through.
There goes the tire on that vehicle. Paradox just bring that out. See what he sees here. Clearly see the silhouette of that player. That was CZ. Still a full 4-man squad. Ready there. Shoot at him. These are difficult things to peek right now. If we take a look at the circle right now, most of our players are relatively, you know, situated. We didn't have too much movement compared to before. It's actually Valiant. He's leading his squad. Yet another motorcycle leading the UAZ. This is a pretty popular formation, I guess, today.
And a pretty popular team. This is Tempo Storm that is currently trying to find a new home. They're currently sort of posturing on the edge of the white, a little bit further away from it, very, very close though because of the vehicles. It looks like they're actually going for more loot. This is definitely not a place they're going to be able to hold. The contraction has already started. They cannot stay here for very long at all. So they're simply just showing up here because, yo, we need more stuff.
Take a look at the stuff they have. I mean, Scar, I think that's a level.
They got
1
blue
vest.
high tops. I don't see it. Like, come on, what do you need?
That's true. Yeah.
Go center. Come on.
They have really good gear. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh man, so the blue is moving in now. They don't have a lot of time left, particularly Tempo Storm, who's not even in the white. Now this circle is really going to determine where we go in the rest of the game. Notice, northeast, nobody. Nothing here. It's completely blank. If we get a circle up there...
Oh, there's gonna be so many cars. I want to see it happen. I didn't think about that until now. If we get a northeast circle, there will be so many cars. It'll be Mad Max up in here, man. And that would be a very interesting circle to see, especially with a lot of those compounds that I can only assume, I can only imagine that a lot of players probably think they're taken already, realizing they're empty and either making a mad dash to go claim them or try to prevent teams from getting there themselves. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this next attraction will bring us.
Go ahead and see. I think most of our teams are pretty much done shooting at each other for now. They're just waiting with bated breath at what's going to happen next. We can see Pistola time. He's hiding there behind the rocks. We can see that X-ray Paradox. He's making sure he doesn't do any funky business. Actually, we might have a peek here. Let's see what Paradox sees. There we go. He sees the peek.
Oh, no way. That's such a small pixel.
Really crazy. I mean, it's always amazing. You know, you watch these games from the spectator view, and it looks not like easy, but it kind of looks obvious a lot of times. But this is literally what these players are looking at. Right, this is what they're looking at. Their eyes of these players are just so insane. They can see the smallest, tiniest detail. Look at that! I didn't even see him on the right-hand side without the X-ray there. It's crazy.
And that's one of the really big reasons why I like PUBG as an esport, because it just features a lot of non-standard combat that you wouldn't see in pretty much any other game besides like a mill sim. But this is more than a mill sim, man. This is Battle Royale. And honestly, coming out soon, it's looking like it's going to be an esport as well, which I just love. Meanwhile, though, on the western side of the circle, it looks like a couple of squads. I found this up a fight. But with this next contraction, what do we have, Sky?
I don't know. We'll
talk about that soon.
Yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Here, Tempo Storm. Wow, -4 seconds until he's done.
That's a long
bandage. That's a pretty long time. So Valiant.
Negative healing. The bandage is just choking you. Oh God, what is going on?
Oh, that's not how you use bandages. Oh man, puts on another one just for good measure. Restricts his neck further. Right, so he's clearly looking at Valiant right now. He doesn't want this player to continue to push up. Let's take a look at this next circle here. Whoa, okay.
Ooh, that's
pretty
ugly.
Cool. That is ugly indeed. Whoa, and what's going on down here?
Oh, laser light show.
I've said like whoa a billion times in the past 1 minute.
Yeah. Matt shows just a lot of stuff. So it looks like these small yellows are taking shots at passing cars, but also a push coming in very close to the south, as it will be 27 taking some shots into this building, currently being held by, I didn't catch that name real quick, but he is Mini Fridge, but Mini Fridge very, very low, but has an AK, one shot potential, it's very, very large from that gun. He will be retreating though, back to the side, leaving his friend, not a developer, probably to bleed out by that UAZ. Currently not a developer, trying to hide, maybe just not bleed out as fast, as slow as he can, I guess. But Mind Fridge, the spot he's in right now is one of the hardest places to push in the game. So he's going to be holding that strong and then hoping that Duck can help him out of this mess.
Right. So not a developer. He's down and out. There's no way here. Duck peeking over. One more corner is all he needs. Yeah, that's his teammate there. Looked pretty scary, I know, but that's his teammate.
Just waving, saying hi.
Duck gonna do here? Trinity 7 moving over. This could be the fight. Duck dropping very, very low. Oh, Grizz.
Mini Fridge, though. Look at that. Winning the fight inside. He's crawling back to his friend. Duck going for heal. Trinity going for the revive here soon, probably. But Duck is going to be ready far before Trinity 7 is even going to get this revive off. I might be seeing a push here if Duck, well, gets aggressive. But look at this. Puneji and Jihi going in to help out a little bit.
The support now, but still, it's not going to be enough. Duck takes out yet another one. He's been doing a tremendous job so far, but Trinity 7 will finally finish off the kill now. All we have left is Mini Fridge, and I don't know, it's pretty close, but Trinity 7, he's going to get the doubles to finish off this battle.
That was only just claiming the spot on the edge, though. They're going to move again after the next contraction. They were able to keep it, though, so small victories.
So
with very small losses. And oh my God, look how many water boys there are already.
Yeah, lots of water boys here. So, Tempo Storm, you can see what happens to them. Actually, if we take a look up here as well, Flight Swifty Q, They're trying to make their way across. It's a really good angle on them. So does your boy Dre. But I mean, these vehicles are pretty far away. They're going at top speed right now. It's going to be pretty difficult to land the shots. Looks like they can't. And I mean, this river is really rough to cross, guys. If we get another northern circle, this might be, well, I guess.
You know.
This
You
river
know,
might be full.
you know. We don't need to say. The viewers know, the players know. We all know what this might turn into if it just keeps favoring a little bit more to the north. That being said, though, a lot of these players, they are not happy with water. They're just staying as far away from they can, actually. Apartments and what might be the worst yellow in the game is being held by Profi and co. This is very brave to be engaging an apartment squad from this angle.
Yeah, Kofi, McCoy, they're trying to look out at the apartment guys right now. I mean, this is a pretty rough angle. And all of these players, they're on the edge, too. They're really, like, if we get a circle, we're about to see in a second, but if we get a northern circle, all of these players and teams down in the south are going to have pretty much the hardest time ever trying to make their way up. It's going to be impossible. They're going to need to really be true geniuses to get up here, but let's see where our next circle lies. Oh, no.
Oh, that is not expected. All these players that are on the south side of that river are going to need to think fast to claim one of the very few, like 3 or 4 positions that are actually viable for a squad. That 56 number you see at the top right of your screen is going to start dipping very low very soon.
Let's pay attention to we can't pay attention to the entire south, but we can pay attention to some stuff. We have one squad. Now, this is the first squad to move, which means they might even be able to get across. Okay, so here's our one lucky squad.
They're taking a lot of fire, so they're going to have to keep their luck going for a little bit longer. This Dacia not going to be driving up this hill. They're trying to get away as fast as they can, just shots ringing past them left and right. But Adam Dids and co will not be able to secure it down off that Dacia. But a little bit of damage was obtained, and now more cars. Seeing one go across successfully, we'll be going across, but I see a car. I don't know if that was intentional. They're going to be driving into the water machine gunner and the chosen Zygotes. That is, that water is not in a great position. It probably was, actually, you're right.
Yeah,
but this water, though.
I think they would have died if they crossed the bridge. I'm not too sure. Speaking of water.
Just look at this river, man. Just look at it.
There's some players here.
Is this saltwater or freshwater, I wonder? It's probably saltwater, right? Because it's connected to the ocean.
Yeah, it goes into the oceans. Gotta be saltwater.
That's not healthy. You guys gotta get out of there. Come on.
Players are super soldiers. We have Austin and the rest of their team. Let's see if they'll choose the aquatic bridge or maybe the bridge. Let's see. They're not taking a tremendous amount of fire so far. I mean, they're taking enough to kill one, but yeah, that's it. They're not going to go over the bridge. They're just going to go straight into the water. They took a decent amount of damage on the way down as well. Punaji, good shots. Wow, that's a big mass of players there in the river.
I've seen this game before, Skyline. It didn't start out this way. The games I've seen that started like this usually favored against Nye a little bit more earlier on, but I've seen this before. None of these players are walking away from this alive.
Yeah, the one time though we saw that there were actually so many players in the water that it was impossible to hold them all back. And so eventually the
Zerg rush.
It was literally a Zerg rush, like the land-based squad who was holding it. In this case, it would be Punaji, Bihi. They're both on the land, right? They just get completely Zerged over. There's too many players to deal with. Take a look over here. This is a 1v1. Whoa, what's going on over here in the heat? He's trying to go over to the sniper compound, but Zampa's here.
Oh, he's already taking fire. He's going to be forced into a push soon, but actually going to the second floor. So now we have one of the most awkward negotiations going on right here, as one squad holding the bottom floor, one squad holding the top. They cannot push each other, and if they even take a single step outside, they're going to be engaged from about 3 or 4 different angles.
Well, I mean, we don't really know what's going on right now, guys. And these players, if we don't know what's going on, they don't know what's going on.
Oh, I know what's going on. Look at this. Gonna be. Oh no.
Yeah, you still know what's going on? I don't think so.
I know exactly what's going on. These water boys are gonna chill here for a very long time. This might even be some more. And then when the water's finally forced out, they're all going to die.
I mean,
it's going to be great.
There's a lot though. Could you kill them all? I don't even know. Let's take a look at these fights over here. I mean, it's just so spread out. There are so many players. Like a lot of these teams are half in the water, half have with a one random teammate on
insurance
the
policy.
Land. Like, it's so rough here. There's so many players in the blue as well. We have FlyQ trying to make their way in. They're having a really rough time of it. Something is going. I mean, the circle hurts way too much at this point. There we go. They'll be finished off.
So something really interesting going on right here. We see Snowbird in their position on the south side of the blue right now. They're getting a lot of downs onto FlyQ. I think they're actually finishing FlyQ off right now as we speak. But they're one of the only squads that are actually playing out in the open, not in the water. There's a couple of squads that have managed to claim a combat for themselves. But because there's so many people in the water, with 47 alive, it's actually relatively safe to be on land right now.
Oh yeah.
Like the players that are on land are actually in a pretty good spot.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. But let's take a look at this gas station squad. Now, they were looking pretty strong. They're looking quite strong still, actually, but they need to somehow make their way in. Now, the real elephant on the circle is this team. This compound is by far the most premium real estate there is.
Yeah, the gas station is going to have to move in very soon. They need to get as much damage out as they can, as fast as they can. We hear shots coming out. They're trying to do just that, but it's just so hard to secure kills from that distance. Meanwhile, though, I almost wonder... some players like to talk a lot. Some players don't. Are these guys talking right now, do you think? Do you think that these guys are having a real good heart-to-heart?
I mean, it's certainly possible. Oh, here we go. Here's the invade. This is it, guys. The invade happens. You knew it had to happen. Now, we said that these walls are a double-edged sword to protect these compounds. Now, here we go. Supposed to be Infamous. They're coming out right now. They've already down one. That's big. It's a 4-on-2 over here because, I mean, there are other players over there caught, you know, in the heat. He's caught over there in the sniper nest with that other random player.
Oh yeah, this is just so awkward if you're playing outside on the east side. I hear a lot of more shots rolling out. I think there's a push that's actually going on inside. One going down is finishing off these bodies as well. This, oh my goodness, absolute blood and mayhem going on as it looks like, I believe the invade did work out well. But look, there's a couple more players approaching from the west side. Chappie, Pride, K, Tumai, Snowbird on the south as well. This is not the end of the fight yet, Sky.
Oh yeah, but you know, they just need to be spotted and they're as good as dead. Now we've seen already, that was a clean push, by the way, really beautifully done. Chappie, he's proning on the edge of the circle. He might be seen, probably not, because I mean, okay. But here
look at the circle. Look at the circle. They're all gonna die. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, where all these fabled mermaid and mermen are gonna walk out of the water, actually get some kills right there, peek out from the water. Well, it gets a kill, immediately dies. That is the story for so many of these players. A lot of squads being wiped out here, but even if they make it out, the Wizard Tower is occupied, which is something that Venerated and the rest of these guys walking out of the water are gonna have to worry about. Meanwhile, though, all these wild cards actually on the other side of the river taking shots at the water boys from their own angle, and now just so awkward, just lighting them up as soon as he walks out, getting there just a fraction before Caden, then immediately jumping back into the water. This is so awkward. It has 40 seconds before the contraction starts, and all these players are going to be forced onto land.
I mean, there's so many players, like, you can barely even see through the name tags, but without...
I have no idea who these teams are.
I mean, yeah, without even being... without the name tags, then you definitely wouldn't know anything that's going on, right? So, Landoom and Jimmer, they're both up on the hill. This entire 4-man squad is all up on the land on the hill. So, honestly, like, they probably have the second best position on the map. The first best, of course, being this beautiful compound here. But actually...
Partially, they do have to move in sooner than the water boys, though. So that's if they have a vehicle, they're fine. But if not, oh, look at this Venerate going for a push onto Zanpa. Missing shots so far. His teammate is going and secures that kill. But meanwhile, in the heat, his friend is dead. He now has a few more neighbors. I'm not sure if he's too happy about that one.
Ooh, look at that. It's a UAZ making its way across.
There it is.
Lone UAZ, Monstarve. Well, I guess he's starving for action because that's pretty bold bringing his UAZ.
Starving for blood.
You can see how
his own blood.
Dangerous it is here, taking damage from basically everywhere.
Oh dear, that
Literally
UAZ. Yep, yeah, that was awkward.
Landoom now, he's trying to sneak his way in. The circle is moving up. Now this is kind of cool, actually. He has the hill that's covering him. You can see here. He got in the circle. That's cool. That's good.
He got in the circle. He's not dying. He's not dying right now.
Yeah, he's. I mean, if being in the circle is cool, then I guess the standard is really dropped. Samty tries to go in as well with his motorcycle. Got close. Not really. You know.
Oh, the compound is still so close to the new white as well. I think it might actually be barely in on the side walls. So they're gonna be simply holding here, playing King of the Hill. 4 players holding the spot versus the last 5 alive. What are even the squads we have up right now, Sky?
Looks like this is our only squad in the real sense. We have a bunch of solos in the heat. Landoom and Biggie are all by themselves. The only couple we have in this game is Venerated and Check Shooter.
It's Team Envious, man. Number 2 squad. Can they make a miracle happen here, or is this just going to be a shooting gallery? I don't have high hopes unless these solos start colluding right now, but that's not for the rules. So Swipes and what's that another Jutsu? These guys, they're in the best spot in the game by far.
Oh yeah, this is definitely their game to win here. There's no doubt about it. That's all they have to do is land the shots to secure it. The question is, I mean, we still have 5 groups in this circle, so there's still 2nd through 5th up for grabs. That being said, that first place is not necessarily too bad either. If all of these players push in,
they have to now. Contraction. I see a smoke grenade arm on the south side as he going in. MLG Biggie holding the front. Oh, immediately gunned down by the last remaining duo, Shek Shooter and Venerated in the heat, just simply proning. Oh no, the last duo is now just a solo player as he is crawling inside. But I don't think that Wizard Tower is in the zone right now. I think their plan is just kind of like med tank here. I don't know what they're gonna be doing here. They're just
option.
This Wizard Tower is literally competing. Yeah, it's on picking item up. These two guys are literally just competing for blue tank to see who has more first aid kits for 2nd place. First place being owned by that.
He didn't get the timing right on the first aid in the heat. He's not a veteran blue tanker like Venerated here. I've got.
Whoa, are you saying something?
Well, that's it, guys. Venerated, he will be taking 2nd place for Envious.
Wait, he might be able to pull something off, right?
Oh, yeah. Here, let's play by play this. All right, guys, Venerated. Here he is. He's hiding in the sniper tower. Look at that. All right, yeah. Well, you need to be careful. You need to hit the vein, right? Well, it all messes up. Gotta get that perfect timing. That being said, guys, I mean, Venerated knows the timing, man. That was crisp, clean timing. We see what happens when you don't practice it. You're like in the heat, and he just died through the first aid kit. So, yep, here we go, Venerated. He's really making his way towards the circle. You can't make too much progress here, guys. The rest of this, these guys are just like, okay. All right, cool.
He's trying. He's trying as hard as he can. They're actually pushing for him, too. They want that kill point. Oh, they found him!
Oh, they got him, all right.
0.5 kill point for their squad.
Half a point, they got it. Boom. That's the true win there. They got that final kill.
Oh, man. What? You know, we were saying at the beginning that this was gearing up to be a very ethical game, a very, straight up game. No, not at all. Not at all, Sky.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I can't wait to see what the desk has to say about it. Moses is joining us here for game number 2 and 3, of course, with good old Mustache Dave on the desk. So let's hear what they have to say. We'll hop over to them. In the meantime, me and Seal are going to get our next game up, our 3rd and final game here today, up in just a second. So don't go anywhere, guys. See what the desk has to say.
What's up? This is your boy Mustache Dave. This is the Antline Audio Desk, joined with my main man, WTF Moses. How's it going, my man? I know we had some technical difficulties. I'm so glad we're here together. We're looking great, man. How's it going? How's it going, man?
Windows 10 is a good and stable operating system that definitely never updates at the very wrong times.
And you hear here first. Windows 10 is a great operating system. Now, game 2, we have Afnity taking the 1st place. Team Envious taking that 2nd place with those medding strats. And then, of course, we see it once again. Squad CC, that's your boys jacking off in the heat. 3rd place. These guys are just climbing up the leaderboards slowly but surely. And I don't want to, put out anyone in the chat, but technically, this is an inlet that these guys are swimming in, not a river. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not bragging. I have a captain's license. I can operate boats 100 feet away from the shore. But anyways, Moses, what type of plays did you see this game? I mean, we knew that some of these squads were forced to take these positionings. I'm just going to call it Rocky Esports. Did they drive a vehicle under the water? I'm not sure, but Moses, give me your breakdown, man. Lay it on me. What did you see this match? What did you take away from it?
Well, I don't think I want to necessarily label Envious in this particular round as people just willingly tanking the blue. When handed a strat or when handed a position like that where you have to either run out of a wizard tower and hand a team a kill or tank just for 2nd place, Venerated made the best choice possible. And if you actually wind it back a little bit, going to the teams in the river, Venerated did a great job of allowing his team to make landfall. He came out of the river first and protected the path out of the water rather than all these teams trying to push out at once and getting shot by people who had not gone into the river or who had made landfall a little bit earlier. Venerated did a good job of establishing a path for his team to come out and doing a good job protecting his team the best way he could. So kudos to Venerated for constantly making the right choice. And unfortunately, had one come back on him from last week when he jumped out of the blue to kill Chappie, but getting taken out by SwiftyQ there and the rest of his team. So, I mean, ultimately, that was a tough circle. Realistically, playing the water like that, you're playing the odds. And in this case, the odds definitely did not favor staying in the water. I have noticed recently that these water circles are being adjusted. It does seem like, I don't know if it's been a change in the back end, but water is getting adjusted out before the very, very end game, that second or third to last circle. But at the same time, this is where one of the more prevalent water circles occurs around that Yasnaya inlet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, time and time again, we see, these water circles coming into play. But like you said, moving into the future, I mean, I think they are pulling a little away from it because, I mean, at the end of the day, you either jump in the water to survive for at least a couple more points on leaderboards. But in the end, I never really see the squad that decides to go in the water or the squad member in the water actually become the victor. I mean, maybe once, maybe twice, but extremely rare. Now, let me get your opinion. That pillbox, that wizard tower, what do you think about that? I mean, we saw it was in the circle, but then the last two circles, maybe last circle, it was totally out. But beforehand, it was smack in the middle. Would that have been a spot that you would have sought out into, the fifth and the sixth circle?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you have to really identify the best possible spot in the new zone, and that's kind of where the meta has gone, rather than playing the edge and kind of running in. That's really realistically been changing the last 2 months. But really, you have to play the best hand that you're dealt. I mean, I will go back to poker for since I'm using the analogies already.
Yeah.
But realistically, playing the best odds, and odds are that if you're going to survive, you want to have the best cover possible with the most amount of team members alive at the end of the game. So looking at Affinity, they absolutely have the best odds to win because they have all 4 players up. They have the best possible spot in the map. We knew that once that last circle popped, that the game was essentially over, and it was just a matter of who could tank the blue to get that second spot. Venerated got the timing right, and the Heat did not. That's the best possible outcome for Team Envious there, other than just letting yourself die to the blue rather than giving up that half point for the kill. So realistically, yes, that is one of the best possible spots, but you have one more circle to go up beyond that. So really, it's a coin flip. Venerated has that spot. He still has a low chance of winning, based on the fact that all they have to do is have a coordinated push onto that spot, and he's going to die regardless. So I think that Affinity had that in the bag, based on multiple factors. One being, again, that they had 4 players alive, and 2 being they had the best position available on the map.
All right, that great explanation. Because I was wondering, I don't know if I would have went for that pillbox just because I know it was most likely contested, but it was a great location. Now, we've been here on the desk pretty much all season. We've seen all types of circles. Coming into our very last match for October in the Showdown NA series, if you had the power to create a circle, show me the money. People are paying you to place the circles. Where would the circle go? Where would Moses's circle go? Where does he want to see some action pretty much take place? If you could pick, if you could map it out.
I think ultimately, from an entertainment standpoint, one of the most entertaining circles that has good rotation, good movement phases, is just a central military base spawn. I think that's our circle. So something that circles around, doesn't end in the water or on the coast, but allows players to have to make coordinated crossings across the bridge there, or via boat or swim, whatever. Something that I think promotes movement, because ultimately movement and positioning in the latter half of the game is really what makes for an entertaining game. Watching players decide on how to position themselves, how to move around the map, and how to deal with people either attacking their compound or long distance fights. I think that's kind of my ideal competitive level entertainment circle. But realistically, anything that doesn't wind up in the Yas River is a good preference above that kind of circle anyway.
Of course. And now our lobby is almost set up. I'm Disco Dave with my crazy shirt on tonight, joined by WTF Moses. And of course, we have to thank our sponsors, OPC's, Players.tv, and Antline Audio for all the great sound communication that they provide us. We sound so sexy. Moses, I'm looking forward to talking to you after game 3. I'm going to pass it to the break. Stay tuned.
Där, där. Du såg dem va? Ja, bra. Bra försvaret också.
Ja, jag såg det. I busken.
Jag vet fan inte. Jag tror den
Fan, tog
längre,
han vägen?
tror den längre bort fortfarande. Där.
Där.
Bra,
Åh, där är en till.
Vacker. Som tur då.
Oh, what's someone turn up the volume? No way. No way!
Oh my god. Alright, please tell me. Yes, it was recording.
Oh my goodness.
That was a 360.
Oh, dude. Next game, we're all just gonna get motorcycles, okay?
I have you a shotgun?
Hvor er de
Kommer ind bag mig.
Det er mig, tror jeg. Er det ikke?
Dude, look out! He's got a gun!
Okay.
Nu.
Der er en her bag mig.
Hello! Hjælp, check it!
My friends, they're crazy, I'm sorry.
Sådan der.
Ja, få ham op.
Ram with the UAZ.
No, run him over with the UAZ. Do it. You won't.
The fully automatic weapon. Close enough.
Oh. Run him over. Go.
Yeah, just go run him over.
You might crawl into the house.
Right there.
Oh wow, that's two teams. There's two different teams fighting. Plus you. There's some on your left, I think.
Left, on your left, I think.
Yeah, they're on your left, man. Left. Somewhere over there.
That car's
They were
not gonna.
firing at you.
Oh. Oh, you're not dead.
Oh shit! You got this! Get over the fence! Get over the fence!
That was amazing.
Oh my god.
Yo tenía una banda de Medikit.
Si lo regalaste a ellos. Puto.
Boludo.
Ah, sì, ahí yo no tuve culpa, recibí un palazo random. Yo no te dije cualquiera.
Yo no te dije nada, boludo. ¿De qué me estás atajando?
No te dije nada a vos, te dije.
No! No!
Welcome to Jackass.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our third and final match here, the NA Showdown Series. I'm still Skyline. Joining me is still a little Fuzzy Steel, and our players are in the air.
It's a little less fuzzy than I was initially when I joined PUBG Online, but I think that the name should still stand.
Yeah. Well,
Got a
I mean, seals aren't really
beard
fuzzy
cut,
to begin
haircut.
with. Like that's kind of weird for a seal. To
Well, the
be
babies
fuzzy.
are. The babies are.
Really,
A little fuzzy seal, then the blubber happens. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Also not a seal, despite what my name would imply.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. Like, I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
totally. Yeah, I'm totally not a seal, guys. Yeah, no, totally not a seal.
Yeah, you're actually just a skyline, whatever that means. You're just like a figure on the horizon
That's
at all
just my
points
name,
in time.
Dude. What are you talking about? That's my name. You're the one
My
who's
name-
an actual seal.
Whoa, that's dude. Wait, so I could be like getting like world records and stuff for being like the first talking animal. What am I doing here, man? I have to go. Oh, and so does he. Kraken taking
Yeah.
shots already from. Oh no, the P9 too. Worst gun in the game, taking out one of the worst luck players right now.
I was like, yeah, finish that sentence, man.
Oh
yeah.
no,
worst
that
luck
is
indeed.
unfortunate.
Yeah, pistol.
Yeah.
Pistol taking that player out. Pretty impressive shot, actually. So Kraken, not going to be released this game. Is now driving towards this compound. Should be fine. Rest of his team out in the distance.
Yeah, we had a north to south flight plan, so I'm actually surprised by how many players are actually kind of cut out in the open here. Duck playing chicken. Oh, he hears the car. Oh no! Playing with a bull right here. Here's the car go by, and now he is now allowed to go loot the garbage that is near him. There's a couple of buildings up here to his north. There's a couple more to his west.
Kinda
But
like like a masquerade.
Ooh. Like a military spooky horror themed masquerade, maybe. It is Halloween. It's time for
like
it.
a serial killer masquerade. Yeah. So we have a
Oh,
circle
no.
that's way up in the northeast.
Oh no. Yuzhnaya is still possible again. The Yuzhnaya River. That's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Please
everyone,
no.
Everyone likes the river. Actually, I've heard from a credible source that it is an inlet, sir. So
An inlet? What does that even mean?
I will hear no more of this.
Listen, you give me a dictionary, then I'll take your word for it. But I don't even know what that word means.
Inlet, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. If you give me like a concept, is it like is it like like a river with a building near it?
I don't know. Ask our resident. We have a captain.
Oh, you don't know either. Is that
we have
right?
a certified captain here, guys. All right. When we go back to Dust, he can explain it to us. So FlyQ, they're a bit split up here. Not too split up. I'm sure he'll be taking over the Sunken City pretty well. Blue, he's probably meeting up with Combat. I don't think the Combat has a vehicle. That's why they're.
I appreciate you letting me hear that buggy for as long as we did. That was very nice of you.
Yeah.
I'll just make that noise for the rest of the cast. You guys can know what it's like to drive a buggy. Literally the worst sound in the game.
Tampa looks like he saw some players scar in hand.
Hmm.
Now there's a roof on those buildings, which means Ops can get a pretty good angle here.
They can get decent angles, but the issue with these apartments is that the apartments are one of the harder to push buildings in the game. I repeat this all the time. I've seen 1v3s go in favor of the one here just by holding an apartment building. These staircases so hard to actually push into. And when it comes to Georgia Pool in general, you kind of have to make a choice between what is more safe and what is more valuable. The apartments will give you less loot over time than just looting residential, but you also have less of likelihood to be ambushed. So if there's a duo chilling like in next door apartments, that's usually one of the more defendable ways to loot Georgia Pool.
We have Landoon in prison. That's what we've seen going up to the north here in Starve. They're pretty close. They have a pretty good angle to get into a decent chunk of the circle. Now this is a really, this is a quest circle that is very mysterious, right? You don't know whether it's going to go south of the inlet, north of the inlet.
Maybe even east of the inlet. I don't.
No.
Or west of the inlet.
Moody and Frolic are.
It could be in the inlet.
That's actually not possible. 17 though. He can take some shots. He landed a nice headshot early on, bringing Frolicer down to half. He just needs to land one more.
8x M16 already. You're taking those long-range shots, but even with the M16's additional velocity bonus, I guess you could say, over the Scar, will not be able to hit those shots. And this school definitely kidding these guys up. I feel like 17 and Ashek, I feel like these guys always take the school apartment block.
It's a really good spot. I think it's underrated. It used to be obviously like way overrated because people would think they're like, oh, that's where I go for
you play matchmaking at all,
Yeah,
you see that easy.
I think that people kind of went too far the other way, like, oh no, that's for pub players, that's for matchmaking. But no, actually, yeah, the school plus apartment combo is very strong.
Oh,
that being said,
I don't know if he's got the revolver. Hey, get out of here!
is it convince them to run away? No. didn't. The
They'll
revolver.
do the opposite. They hear the revolver shots and they're just like, this guy only has a revolver. Let's go mess them up. They got the M16s. Mind Fridge hiding in the bathroom right now, closing the doors, trying to get that headshot. Actually, it lands a shot on a Moody IRL.
Wins the
But,
trade,
oh my
no
god,
way!
gets the headshot. Frolicker is the only one left who's already very, very weak. If he gets this is insane.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
My no.
No way!
No way. Is that his team? Yes, it is. Now the developer joining up. Mini Fridge is a literal god.
Now he has a rifle. He can actually loot these bodies, equip the rifle. Look at it. He's at the M4 now. He's in a decent spot to take out non-developer. I see Duck down over there as well, though. I'm not actually sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that is also
there's no
Mini
one else.
Fridge's.
Yeah, there's no other enemies coming. Looks like Jihi and Trinity. They're just moving away. Oh my gosh, we have a real McCree in the house. It's high noon, guys.
Oh my god!
He's a straight up cowboy.
I forgot who was on whose team. That was such an insane play. That was crazy. Oh man, you want some early game action? Go ahead and tune into that guy. Let's tune our good old cowboy.
Wanted to see more.
Oh.
Dude. You just wanted to see him shred more people with the revolver. I know.
Yeah.
Mini Fridge, man.
Mini Fridge.
Keeps revolvers in his mini fridge. So weird. I think that's
Keep him nice and chilled, I guess. I don't know.
increases the
Always sounds like a
accuracy.
bit more. You're making this guy sound more and more like a serial killer every passing moment.
I mean, he is, dude. Did you not see what he just did?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, I guess.
Gosh. Well, the blue circle is moving in right now. Yeah, it just
Ooh.
started, so we still have a little while. We still have a few minutes here. But over
Looks like
here,
a couple of teams are trying to contest. Actually, the apartment squads over here actually pushing up towards the northeast. Looks like they did take a couple of guys out of a passing car. We'll have a little bit more loot for their name. Hopefully they have a vehicle to get out of here, though, as a lot of players did drop in the school Rose area, which might mean there aren't any cars for them. We'll have to see for that later, though.
Well, let's take a look at this circle here. I think that north of the river is probably the best spot, judging just like the closest away. It's the furthest away from any edges here. Like
Yeah, I think most of the players would agree with you here. We already see a lot of these high ground positions being taken. FlyQ Blue grabbing this high factory for his team. A couple of other roadside combos already being claimed by some of the players as well. That's actually a really interesting thing we've been seeing lately, with like just players just going a little bit ahead of their team, claiming a compound and saying, "All right, guys, it's clear. Come over here. We'll secure this out now," and just kind of just clearing compounds that way. Cover fire as well, saying, "Yo, this is already occupied. Keep moving along," and it's gonna make finding a compound for all these squads very, very difficult if they don't actually go for a push on an occupied area right now.
Cover Fire is able to hold his compound all by himself, scare off Grizz and Trinity 7. Being said, they're just going to join up with the rest of their squad as well.
Yasnaya.
Yeah, Yasnaya is kind of a cool place, I think, to be at this point of the game. It's not too bad. They get to loot it all up. It's unlooted.
The issue with Yasnaya in particular, and a lot of cities in general, is that it can be very difficult to leave if you show up there too early. But oh, look at this Painkiller taking more shots from the compound-winning game-winning compound. There we go. That since eventually came out of my mouth. Now developer sitting up on top of. How do they get up here? I'll have to watch this at some point. Actually, oh yeah, fence to UAZ to roof. Okay, so he is trying to get up these high angles. Actually taking a force with an M16, a very good angle right here. Should be able to contest quite a bit from here.
Yeah, I can't find what he wants, though. I'm gonna hop off. Those vehicles a little bit too far away and going a bit too quickly for him to accurately shoot. In the heat, he'll just be joining up with the rest of his squad here in Severny. They're gonna get a pretty nice lock by the way here, as this was unlooted before, and Severny is in quite a good position here. It's far enough away from the edge of the circle that the circle can center on it.
Once again, a squad taking a decent place that is relatively defensible, but more importantly provides a lot of loot. However, look at this squad already getting trapped in the water by a couple of squads. Interrogate is coming over to back them up, along with a Dacia and a buggy. But this is a pretty awkward position in the game to already have a couple of squad members trapped in the river.
Let's take a look where these knockouts are happening. Over here, one happens already. Traded actually all by himself. Able to take out a player. Really well done by him.
Where's his... Okay.
The rest of the squads over here to the west.
I thought you didn't have a gun because we don't have the little icons in the bottom right on. So I was just like, and he punched him to death, I guess. No, that didn't happen. No, but ooh, Define Legit. He is getting lit up from his north. Excuse me. Getting his Dacia begins smoking. This serpentine not working at all, but does make it out barely. He's gonna want to ditch that Dacia real soon. Look how low that thing is. He is driving to his team though. He'll be able to retire this Dacia for good. I hope. Okay, he did make it.
bottom left-hand side of your screen, guys, was that, and the Dacia was down to about 10% HP in case you didn't catch it. Rykar now with an 8x scope on a mini, plus an extended mag on this. That's going to bump him up to 20 bullets.
20 is base. Extended is 30.
That's going to be completely normal. He's not bumped up to 30 bullets. I don't know. That's the SKS, right?
Yeah, it's the SKS.
Yeah,
but the Mini is one of the best long-range guns in the game with just how flat and how high velocity it is. So 8x definitely a very, very scary weapon for that scope to be on. However, we're seeing a similar scenario here as to last game. A lot of players playing on this hillside, which is now near the center of the zone. It's going to be a little bit more populated this time, as I don't see anyone that is currently playing in the water at this point.
Yeah, no one in the water. There's no real reason to be in the water either. I mean, it'd be a bit too early to give up, I think.
A little bit.
Because going in the water is essentially just giving up, saying like, yeah, we can't really get anywhere on land, so we might as
There
well
are
just jump in
5
the water.
players over here.
Yep, Samty and Valiant, and there's a full 4-man squad up here. to land.
This is why? This is so weird. This is we saw Valiant squad drive over them previously. I guess they thought it'd be too dangerous to actually stop and pick Valiant and Samty up. So now Valiant and Samty, they have a pretty clear line in the water for how to get in. But if there's any frags here that are owned by Ox, they might be able to get these 2 kills practically for free.
They're definitely safe for now, though. It's very difficult to kill people in the water.
Relatively.
Let's see where our blue circle ends up, our white circle, rather. Okay,
Just
so
a little bit of water in.
This is relatively expected. You can see our players are not super surprised by this, but let's take a look over here. As we have
Last thing we heard was a grenade being thrown.
Okay, Solotime and Steezy are getting literally surrounded. Like, this is beautiful.
Oh my god, yeah.
Textbook beautiful. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this perfect pincer happen. As Steezy and Pistolotime are going to have a bad time by the looks of it. High Puck peeking through the window. We can see that. There's actually a car coming from behind. You can see.
Oh, that is the teammates of these compounds, but already getting taken out, counterculture down, and this makes this compound hold even scarier for Pistola.
All right, okay. He's going to get Baja Waka. That's a good start. Someone opens up the door. But he's going to go ahead and nudge him off of that as well. CCB now in the doorway. He needs to be careful because Ashik and Hypok are both pushing at the same time. Through the window again. Hypok. We'll get another one. Double kill for him.
Yep, this compound just clearing out the bodies. Bahawkwa is down, but I do see. I think that might have been the teammate of our now dead. Yeah, he's alone right now. So he showed up a little bit too late. We'll see. Just apologizing to his friends, showing up a little bit too late, being unable to help them. But he is driving dead on into Mini Fridge. Can he make another miracle happen? This isn't even a miracle. Just shooting a UAZ is passing by. Is he going to be going into the water? No, he's taking the low ground. He would just be skirting around with that low ground, trying to use this definitely to his advantage, going further up this hill. He should be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine at this point. If we look at where he's driving, I mean, he does have this compound all by himself, which is pretty cool. The all by himself part is the part that's not cool.
A lot of groups driving around in the northern side actually are getting engaged by teams that are already set up. You saw a lot of those laser light shows in the minimap getting thrown towards the north, towards all of those passing squads, which are going to have a little bit of a hard time finding a place to live. Already, that one combat already taken. Oh, I think that land dude drove a little bit too far into the water. That is not going to be drivable anymore. And now he's going to start swimming. Will be able to get into the water safely. But this is, as I said before, this isn't a good time to be going into the water, especially with the zone that we have. That's, I mean, I guess it's slightly northern favored. I've seen dumb circles that would sometimes occasionally favor the north side, but you don't want to bet on it.
This is, I think he actually has an okay chance of being in the next circle. I think he might have intended to jump into the water because he was really low and that was a flat land.
True.
There's still a lot more shots coming his way. I don't think he wanted to risk it. We take a look over to the east. We have room with his teammate Undercover Pie. They're trying to penetrate into the circle right now. If we take a look at their trajectory, however, you know, it's pretty clean. They just need to avoid these two teams to either side. So they can line up with their two teammates, Ben, Q5, and Wolf.
Yep, and look at this little compound here. This little camp. Oh, whoa! Whoops. I've seen a lot of clips from PUBG, and that is very dangerous to have two vehicles and even nudging each other. They're going to be able to sort of just take over this little quaint little campsite. I don't know if you've ever been here. It's actually a really decent place to hold, but the sight lines to the west in particular are very, very difficult to hold. So they're going to be careful from those angles.
Like Hypik was taken out from a long-range shot, not a developer. Really on fire today with the M16. He hasn't really gotten too much in terms of kills, but he's been a real pain to anyone. He's been been a real pain to anyone trying to cross the river at all with any of these bridges.
Yep, we're crossing that hill. We are seeing a couple downs coming out to the south. Actually, another down onto our hero from earlier, Mini Fridge getting down. Hopefully, he won't be able to get finished off. Bahawak making this little engagement a trade, but it's as it always happens. Just with the strength of of holding compounds. You hold compounds because it makes it kills very hard to secure.
Actually, right now, does he have?
He has items.
Mini 14, R98.
Doesn't have any friends. Where is this? Oh, okay. He's not. That's not too bad. Okay, so he'll be able to link up with him soon enough so that they can actually push into the Stalber area. But pushing into Stalber area probably not something